In this presentation, we are going to see how we can use the BS1192 standard for models, files, naming conventions. Adoption of the BS1192 by AECOsim Building Designer is a great step forward for projects rationalization. Project names or file names without using standards can be hazardous, and it is important that all the staff involved in a project use the same conventions to name the projects, models, and files. Using standards, all the users can easily identify the files in the common directories of a project. It prevents errors, duplications, loss of information, waste of time, and of money. The default behavior of AECOsim Building Designer is without BS1192 usage. When you create a new file, you don't benefit of the BS1192 frame to name your new file according to standards. This is what I'm doing now, just creating a new file without BS1192 activated. I will now activate the BS1192 and will restart AECOsim Building Designer so as it can read the configuration variable change. I'm now going to modify the project or workset configuration file to include a variable to initiate the standard process when a new file is created in AECOsim Building Designer. The workset configuration file is a file which includes a variable to drive the AECOsim Building Designer behavior. To modify the workset configuration file, I need to open it in Notepad++ or in any other text editor. I will navigate to the last line of the workset configuration file and will uncomment the bb_standards_enable=1 variable. This will initiate the BS1192 standard usage when creating a new file. As said before, I will need to restart AECOsim Building Designer so as it can read the configuration file and the variable change. When I create a new file in the workpage interface, I find a different environment. The BS1192 naming conventions dialog box displays. It is like a wizard assisting me to choose the new file name criterion. The first field is project. The project field is a unique project reference code and must contain between 2 and 6 characters, like FAC123. I now populate the project field. The second field is for the originator. The originator identifies the company which is at the origin of the data. It contains from 3 to 6 characters like BENTL. I now populate the originator field. The third field is for the volume. There should be one volume per role. The volume can be the discipline for a specific file, but it is a part of the project subdivision depending on the structure of the project itself. There can be different strategies for the volume depending on the complexity of the project. Whenever possible, repetitions of the same code per role should be avoided. The volume should include 1 or 2 characters. In our case, I will choose A1 for volume. The fourth field is for level. There are already some levels code available. The field level contains the information for the floor. ZZ means all levels. XX means no level. GF is for ground floor, 00 base level of a building. 01 is for floor 1, 02 floor 2, M1 is for mezzanine above. B1, level below 00 are prefixed with B. In our case, we will choose ZZ for all levels. The fifth field is for type or purpose of the file. There are predefined values. With the BS1192 standard, we see that we already have a lot of predefined types. They can be, for example, 2D drawing, 2D model file, 3D model file. Type should include 2 characters, for example, M3 for 3D model. In our case, I will choose M3 for 3D model. The sixth field is for the role. The role also has predefined values. For example, we have A for architect, B for building surveyor, C for civil engineer, and so on. The role should only have 1 character. For example, I will choose A for architect. The seventh field is classification. The classification is for the description of considered elements such as infrastructures or items. It comes from the Uniclass codification. The first characters in the classification is describing which table is used and is based on letters. CO is for complexes. A complex describes a project in overall terms. It can be a residential house with garden, terrace, aisles, and barn, or it can be an airport with terminals, runway, railway stations, car park, administrative premises, and shops. Railway network, large public equipment, university campus provide other examples of complexes. EN is for entities. Entities are single elements such as buildings, bridges, tunnels, etc. They host different activities. AC is for activities. They are the activities which take place in a complex entity or space. For example, a university campus complex provides an educational activity at a high level, but can be subdivided into individual activities like learning, sport, eating, sleeping, etc. The list of activities also includes surveys, maintenance operation, and services. SL is for spaces, locations. In buildings, spaces host various activities. It may happen that a space is dedicated to only one activity, such as a kitchen, but a station hall may be used for information, waiting, meeting, sales, etc. EF is for elements, functions. Elements are the main components of a structure, like floors, walls, and roofs for a building. Functions describe things like lighting, heating, cooling, and water. SS is for systems. Systems are sets of components that associate to make an element or to carry out a function. For example, a curtain wall is a system including doors, ironwork, structural components, glazing, windows, insulation, etc. PR is for products. Products are the components of a system. They are what the system is made of, such as ceiling, profiles, glass panels, etc. ZR is for CAD, CA construction aids, FI form of information, PM project management. The codification supports a wide range of items. Each code consists of either 4 or 5 pairs of characters. As said previously, the first pair of characters specifies the table which is being used. The 4 following pairs of characters represent group, subgroup, sections, and objects. For our example, I will choose CO underscore 35 underscore 10 underscore 37, which is the codification for hospital complexes. The 8th field is for number. A number is added and should contain 4 digits with leading zeros. For our example, I will use 0001. If the file isn't benefiting from an environment to give it a specific context, the fields suitability and revision codes can be used to document the suitability and revision. The metadata fields suitability and revision should be used or omitted together. I can now select OK to validate my new file name according to the BS1192 standard and save my file. My new file with the name based on the BS1192 standard now opens in AECOsim Building Designer Connect Edition. This video is now finished. Thanks for watching and thank you for your attention.